New York in November always carries a harsh beauty, as if the city knows that winter is lurking behind those blazing neon lights. I, Emily Ann Thompson, stand in the grand ballroom of the plaza, where massive crystal chandeliers hang dangling like artificial stars, illuminating hundreds of laughing faces. This is the rehearsal dinner, the dress rehearsal before my sister, Sophia's official wedding to Brian Hayes, the young lawyer from Boston whom my family considers a steal from the American dream. The air is filled with echoing laughter mingled with the scent of pristine white lilies from the vases on the silk-draped banquet tables. The guests, mostly relatives from the New Jersey suburbs and a few of my father's business partners, are resplendent in glossy black tuxedos and fiery red cocktail dresses, as if they're attending an upper-crust gala rather than a family-style American dinner. I hold a champagne flute, my fingers gripping the fragile stem tightly, trying to blend into the crowd. But in my mind, memories from the small town in New Jersey flood back like a cold wind from the Hudson River. I grew up in a creaky two-story house where my parents Robert and Laura Thompson struggled with utility bills after Dad lost his job at the shipyard. I'm the eldest child, 32 years old now, who clawed her way up from a Harvard Business School scholarship to vice president of Asia-Pacific Development at Vanguard Investments on Wall Street. The long flights to Tokyo with a single carry-on suitcase, the all-nighters negotiating multi-million-dollar contracts, all of it mine without a dime from the family. Yet to them I'm still just Emily, the rebellious girl. Mom once yelled that when I turned down a marriage proposal from my high school boyfriend to pursue my MBA. "Who do you think you are? Sophia's the real princess, gentle and family-minded." She said that while Sophia, my sister, 28 years old Harvard law grad with perfect scores, was pampered like a Hollywood starlet. The first speech rings out from the groom Brian in the expected humorous American style at a rehearsal dinner. He grabs the mic, his voice booming with that distinctive Boston accent. "Folks, I don't promise to make Sophia happy forever, because who doesn't know women are hard to please? But I promise to try at least until she finds out I hide pizza in the fridge." The room erupts in laughter, applause thundering like 4th of July fireworks. Sophia sits beside him, her golden hair piled high, her radiant smile under perfect makeup, her hand clasped tightly in Brian's. My mom, Laura, sits next to her, eyes shining with pride, whispering to Aunt Margaret, "Our girl's the real American dream, right sis?" I force a smile from the secondary table, feeling like a ghost in the party, the invisible sister, the overambitious daughter no one wants to mention. Then amid the jostling crowd near the reception desk, I spot him. A strange man around 40-something, tall and imposing in a perfectly tailored gray suit, his blue tie glinting under the lights. He stands motionless, not chatting with anyone, his sharp brown eyes scanning the crowd before locking on me. My heart pounds, not because he's handsome in that Wall Street way, but because of that gaze, as if he knows me, knows all the cracks in this glamorous shell. I turn to go, making an excuse to slip out to the balcony overlooking twinkling Central Park under the moonlight, when he approaches quick as a shadow. He stops right in front of me, close enough that his warm breath brushes my ear. His voice whispers low and certain like a curse from the past, "Emily Ann Thompson. She's still here waiting to be seen." I freeze. That full name, Emily Ann, like an old scar torn open. Only my grandmother used it before she passed 10 years ago in the Jersey City nursing home. She whispered it while hugging me as I cried because Mom said I didn't deserve big dreams. "Emily Ann, you're not a princess like Sophia, but you're queen of your own." Now amid the laughter of the rehearsal dinner, that whisper echoes like a prophecy. I whip around, heart racing wildly, but he's vanished into the crowd, blending with the black tuxedos as if he never existed. I scan the room with the sparkling champagne flutes, through Aunt Margaret's fake smile, through Dad's fond gaze at Sophia, but he's nowhere. Only a faint masculine cologne lingers, and an unease creeps in as if a ghost from the past just awakened in the heart of New York. I stumble back to the family table, trying to shake off the unease from the stranger's whisper. The plaza's grand ballroom now feels like a living painting of the American dream, round tables draped in pristine white linens glistening under candlelight, and chandeliers with platters of grilled lobster and Caesar salad served steadily. Gentle jazz from the small band in the corner, a smooth cover of "Fly Me to the Moon" wafts like mist, making everyone sway to the rhythm, champagne glasses clinking like endless toasts. My dad Robert sits at the head table, his gray suit a bit tight from years at the Newark construction desk, laughing loudly with Mr. Patterson, his longtime partner on the Jersey Shore development project. Beside him is Mom Laura with her golden bob haircut and emerald cocktail dress, looking like an American housewife straight from a J. Crew catalog, but her eyes always sharp, ready to categorize everything on a scale of perfect. Sophia sits next to Brian, her hand clasped tightly in his, her diamond ring sparkling under the lights like a declaration. She's stunning in her pale pink silk dress, her hair in loose waves, her radiant smile hiding any cracks. I sit opposite just far enough to observe without being pulled into the whirl. Aunt Margaret, with her third martini in hand, leans toward me whispering in her shrill voice, "Emily, you look so tired. Working in New York must be tough, huh? Not like Sophia, who knows how to balance studying romance and now starting a little family." I smile politely, swallowing my retort. Tough. That's the all-nighters in the Wall Street office analyzing Asia data at midnight, signing contracts with Singapore investment funds, bringing in hundreds of millions in profits. But to Aunt Margaret, my job is just office paperwork, not on par with the family's perfect bride. Then Mom stands, taking the mic from the MC, a black guy, with a dazzling white smile, straight out of a New York event vibe. She taps her champagne glass lightly, the clink cutting through the jazz, and the room falls silent, eyes turning to the family table. This is the moment she's waited for, the one speech where she can paint the ideal picture of the Thompson family. "Dear guests," Mom begins, her voice warm but edged like a fruit paring knife, "today, we're not just rehearsing a wedding, we're witnessing the American dream come true through my youngest daughter, Sophia. She's the Harvard Law star, the perfect bride with a smile that could melt any heart, and now beside Brian, the wonderful guy from Boston who'll give her a stable, loving life. Our Sophia is proof, gentle, successful, and always putting family first. And, Emily." She pauses, glancing at me with a half smile as if telling a funny story. "Ah, my eldest is too busy, conquering the world, jetting around with work, forgetting to think about her own nest. But we love her for it, right? A true independent New York gal." The room bursts into laughter, polite applause, echoing mixed with a few coos. "Yes, Laura, your girls are all amazing." I grip my glass nails, digging into my palm, swallowing the rage boiling inside. The American dream, that's me secretly wiring $100,000 into Mom's account last May so she could afford this lavish rehearsal dinner at the plaza without worrying about the bills. That's me paying off the New Jersey mortgage last year, saving Dad from foreclosure after the botched Atlantic City project. Those quiet contributions, no thanks, no hugs, because I know, if I revealed them, Mom would wave it off. "Your job's just paperwork, Emily. A real woman needs a husband and kids." I keep my vice president title at Vanguard Investments under wraps, where I manage Asia Pacific funds, signing deals that could shift market dynamics. To the family, I'm still the rebel girl, not the silent hero. Sophia chimes in, her voice sweet as maple syrup, her hand squeezing Brian's tighter. A small gesture, but I catch the tension in her eyes. "Mom, it's a happy day. Don't compare, sis. Emily's my inspiration, independent, strong, jetting around the world." That defense sounds fake, but I know behind the perfect smile, Sophia's jealous. She once whispered to me during late-night calls from her Harvard dorm, "Aren't you scared of being lonely with that Central Park view penthouse and no one to share it?" That's not concern, it's longing for the freedom I have, which she traded for the princess facade to win Mom's love. She pretends to shield me, but her eyes flick to the Cartier bracelet on my wrist, a self-gift after the Tokyo deal, with admiration mixed with bitterness. The speech ends in applause, Mom sitting down with a victorious smile, and the jazz picks up again, sweeping into scattered conversations. I raise my glass, clinking with Aunt Margaret, but inside the family rift widens more than ever. The praises for Sophia aren't just toasts, they're reminders that in my parents' eyes I'm forever the exception, the outlier in their American dream. After Mom's speech, the rehearsal dinner atmosphere heats up again, as if the family cracks were just illusions under the chandelier lights. I slip to the bar area in the corner of the grand ballroom, where the red leather stools beckon escapees like me. The jazz lingers, now shifting to a take 5 with a wailing saxophone blending with clinking glasses and giggles from the relatives' table. I order a Manhattan sweet rye whiskey with a dash of bitters, the go-to drink for busy New York gals, helping me forget the bitterness in Mom's words. The bartender, an Italian guy with a toothy grin, slides it over, "For the strong ones, miss." I smirk, thinking strong, or just lonely. From the bar, I have a clear view of the family table. Dad Robert stands again, holding his scotch on the rocks, his voice booming with that Jersey accent full of proud American dad vibes. "Folks, I'd like to toast Sophia, the pride of the Thompson family. She's living proof of the American dream, top-notch, Harvard Law, gentle, and putting others first, and now with Brian she'll build a real home. Not like the other kids busy with their big careers." He laughs heartily, clinking with Brian, and the table erupts in applause. Sophia bows her head shyly, but I see the satisfaction flicker in her eyes. She knows she's the center, the princess Dad and Mom always praise. I sip my Manhattan, the whiskey spreading warmth but not chasing away the chill in my chest. Who wired the 100K to mom for this wedding to happen me, but they think I'm just the single gal wandering midtown. Those silent sacrifices, like paying off the mortgage last year, saving the Jersey house from the bank, never mentioned. To my parents, my achievements are just office paperwork, not worth a toast. I pull out my phone, scrolling through the LinkedIn group Women in Finance Breaking the Glass Ceiling, where hundreds of American women like me share stories, from an Ohio teacher self-teaching code to break into Silicon Valley to a DC lawyer battling gender bias. A new post. Today, I signed my first 20 to million deal. No husband, no kids, just me. Number lean in. I like it, feeling like a reminder, in this America, a woman's worth isn't dictated by family but built by her own hands. Memories flood back, pulling me from the laughter. It's a late night in the Vanguard office on Broad Street, Wall Street, the computer screen casting a greenish glow on my tired face. I'd just landed from my first Tokyo flight, single carry-on, no checked bags, because I feared if I brought more the dream would shatter. 3 grueling weeks negotiating with Japanese finance tycoons, black coffee instead of dinner, and finally a 50 to million USD contract for the Asia Pacific Investment Fund, the biggest in my career then. I treated myself with the bonus down payment on a 5,000 square foot penthouse in Midtown Central Park, view sparkling like diamonds, not a penny from my parents. But amid the joy, my phone buzzes, mom calling from New Jersey. Emily, working late again? Why not come home and find a husband? Sophia's getting engaged soon, she thinks of the future. Don't let career turn you into an old spinster. I bite my lip, hang up, turn back to the Excel charts. That's when I joined that LinkedIn group where Gloria Steinem-style advice spreads. Don't ask permission, demand it. It fueled me, turning American societal pressure, husband and kids for success, into rocket fuel. Now in the plaza, I watch Dad raise his glass one last time to Sophia and wonder, what's his American dream if it doesn't recognize queens like me? My Manhattan drains, but the resolve inside me fills up. I leave the bar with a second Manhattan in hand, trying to slip back to the secondary table where distant relatives gather away from the main table's glow. But in the plaza there's no truly private corner. Laughter from the secondary table echoes like waves from Central Park outside, blending with a piano cover of Single Ladies played drunkenly by a young cousin in the room's corner. Beyoncé's classic hit, If You Liked It Then You Shoulda Put a Ring On It, sways playfully, making a few aunties groove along as if this is a family karaoke night instead of a rehearsal dinner. I sit next to Aunt Margaret, the 5-year-old with dyed red hair and a garish floral Walmart dress, holding a full glass of Chardonnay. She's mom's cousin living in the Long Island suburbs, and her daughter cousin Lisa was once the family's hopeful bride, but the marriage crumbled after 2 years with a gambling addict husband. Since then, Aunt Margaret looks at single girls like me with a mix of pity and simmering envy. Emily, honey, Aunt Margaret squeals, her shrill voice drowning the piano, pulling me into a powdery hug heavy with scent. You still look as pretty as back in Harvard days, huh? But 32 and still single, when's your turn? That little midtown apartment must get lonely, right? Coming home every night to just traffic noise outside and Netflix. She cackles, glancing at the cousin on piano as if telling a stand-up comedy bit at a Manhattan club. The secondary table, Uncle Frank with his damp mustache and Aunt Ethel with her magnifying glasses, laughs along the guffaws, echoing like post-punchline applause. Right, Emily, Uncle Frank chimes in, sipping his Budweiser. New York's the city of love, but you're choosing to be a cat lady. Lisa from Aunt Margaret once said, Mom, I don't want to end up like sis Emily too. Independent turns lonely, ha ha. I smile politely, gripping my Manhattan to hide the rage bubbling up. Lonely. They don't know my 5,000 square foot midtown penthouse with its Central Park view sprawling like a green carpet amid concrete is the fruit of 12 years of grind from all-nighters in the Harvard dorm. Analyzing finance case studies to that first Tokyo flight with a single suitcase, signing a 50 to million USD deal without a word of praise from the family. That's no little apartment, it's my fortress where I self-rewarded with Vanguard bonuses, not a cent from my parents. The real loneliness isn't there but in these family dinners where I'm sidelined hearing relatives turn my independence dream into a joke. Aunt Margaret, with her crooked smile, is jealous her daughter Lisa now lives alone in the aunt's basement after that disastrous divorce, and every mention of me makes her bite her lip as if my freedom reminds her of her failure. I'm fine, Aunt, I reply, voice light but firm, adding some American humor to smooth the air, the self-deprecating kind New Yorkers love. New York taught me independence, Aunt. Instead of hubby and kids, I've got Central Park as my boyfriend, less drama and way better views. Besides, who needs a ring when you've got Wall Street deals? The table laughs harder, Uncle Frank, slapping my shoulder. True. New York girl. But watch it or you'll end up like a sad Sex and the City character. Aunt Margaret nods, but her eyes flash with bitterness. She knows the joking hides the truth. I'm not lonely, just don't need anyone to define me. The single ladies cover ends in applause, and I sip the last of my Manhattan thinking. Real loneliness is sitting here among relatives still feeling invisible. But tonight, amid the fake laughter, I decide to hold my smile because my penthouse isn't just home, it's proof of a woman's power. The piano cover of Single Ladies still echoes from the secondary table as I slip into the plaza's VIP hallway where soft light from brass wall sconces casts on the crimson Persian carpet. I need air, not the glamorous kind inside, but real New York air, crisp and full of surprises. The hallway leads to a small balcony overlooking Fifth Avenue, twinkling under neon from Chanel and Tiffany's stores just blocks from Times Square. I pull my vape from my purse, a bad habit from late Wall Street nights, inhaling a deep minty cool hit, trying to dispel Aunt Margaret's mocking laughter still ringing in my head. Lonely, no real loneliness, is standing here in the city that never sleeps, still feeling adrift from my own family. My phone buzzes lightly in my pocket, cutting through my thoughts. I pull it out, the screen lighting up in the dim hallway, a text from an unknown number, no saved name, just a familiar Manhattan digit string. They'll announce taking your penthouse tonight in the main speech. Don't let it go, it's yours from the Singapore deal. A.G. My heart hammers as if someone just dumped ice into my Manhattan. Penthouse, Singapore deal. How do they know? That's my deepest secret. The 5,000 square foot midtown apartment bought with bonus from the 100 to million USD investment fund contract with Singapore partners. 2 years ago, when I negotiated 3 weeks at Marina Bay Sands, battling jet lag and Asian finance tycoons alone. Not a brag to the family, because I know, to my parents, it'd be luck, not effort. I scan the hallway, but see only a few hotel staff pushing wine carts by and the jazz music from the ballroom fading distantly. The crowd inside still buzzes, Brian's laughter mixing with Aunt Margaret's shrill voice as if the world hasn't shifted. A.G. Anyone between Central Park and Wall Street? Why me? My mind races like a crashing stock chart. A.G. could be Alexander Grant, CEO of Grant Ventures, with whom I exchanged emails via intermediaries on that Singapore deal. He's a Silicon Valley legend, the venture fund pouring into Asian startups, and our only meeting was over Zoom when he praised my strategy. Emily, you're the future of American finance, independent and sharp. But why text me this? Is he here at the Thompson family rehearsal dinner, and they who parents Sophia, or some family plot I haven't uncovered? I inhale another vape, hit the mint smoke dissolving quickly in the cool air, but the suspicion lingers like fog on the window overlooking Fifth Avenue. My thing, the penthouse, isn't just property. It's a symbol, glass walls with Central Park views where I sit alone after long flights, sipping black coffee and planning a future no one interferes with. If they announce gifting it to Sophia, like a grand American wedding present, then what? Before 300 guests live-streamed on Mom's Instagram, she'd turn it into a family unity moment, forcing me to smile and hand over the keys, or become the selfish villain ruining the joy. I wonder, what about my career? Do they know about Vanguard, the secret deals? Or just the penthouse stumbled upon through bank friend? My phone buzzes again, a LinkedIn notification, someone liking my post on women breaking barriers in Asia finance. I dim the screen, turning back into the hallway, but the panic clings. Amid the lively laughter from the ballroom, I feel like a ticking time bomb is building, and A.G. or Alexander is the fuse. Tonight the rehearsal dinner could turn into a battlefield, and for the first time I'm not sure I'm ready to fight. The text from A.G. still burns on my phone screen like a warning from New York's shadows. I pocket the vape, stuffing it hastily into my purse, and slip deeper into the plaza's VIP hallway, a narrow marble-floored corridor where carved walnut screens block views from the ballroom. Faint EDM music from the party, a Calvin Harris remix, bass thumping through walls mixes with distant whispers, creating a stifling pre-storm vibe. I need to think, need space to analyze. Midtown penthouse, Singapore deal. How do they know? But then a familiar voice echoes from the hallway's end, faint behind a screen. Dad's Robert gravelly with Jersey accent mixed with Mom Laura's shrill tone and Sophia's giggly laugh. My heart clenches. They're here, just steps away, scheming something secret amid the rehearsal dinner. I hold my breath, pressing against the screen shadows hiding my simple black dress. Through the carved wood gap I see them, Dad leaning on the wall, cigar in hand, a Cuban. He sneaks from Mom's, smoke drifting lazily like fog. Mom sits on a red velvet armchair, her cocktail dress askew, eyes gleaming with excitement. Sophia stands nearby, fingering her diamond ring, her face half surprised, half thrilled, like a kid before an unexpected gift. "It's confirmed," Dad whispers, voice firm, like signing a construction contract. "My buddy at Chase Bank, Bob from college, checked Emily's credit report. That Midtown penthouse, exact address on the docks, worth $8 million. Down payment from Vanguard, bonus, no mortgage, fully hers. No one knew, not even us, until Bob sent the report last week." Mom smirks, voice full of satisfaction. "Perfect. Tonight in the main speech before 300 guests and my Instagram livestream, thousands of views, we announce the special gift from Big Sis. Emily will have to step on stage, hand over the keys on camera. She won't refuse, that arrogant girl. She'll smile, pretend excitement, because if not, she's the selfish one ruining Sophia's wedding. The Thompson family will shine on social media, sisterly bond, real American dream." Sophia bites her lip, eyes sparkling, not fear, but desire. A Central Park view penthouse, 1. "I didn't think Sis would agree easily. But if so, Brian and I have the perfect starter home, not some cramped Boston rental." "Mom, Dad, you sure?" She hides it well. Dad waves the cigar tip, glowing red. "Sure. Credit report shows she bought it solo, no ties, standard American anti-coercion contract from a Wall Street lawyer. But before the crowd and livestream, social pressure wins. In this America, no one wants to be called a family betrayer on TikTok. We'll spin the story, Emily sacrifices for her sister, proof of sisterly love. Dad's construction firm gets noticed, partners like Patterson will be impressed." Mom nods, voice sweet as syrup but sharp as a knife. To let Sophia shine, that lonely girl doesn't need big space. She lives alone, jetting everywhere, the penthouse is wasted on her. This is how we make it up to Sophia after years of her being good, not like rebellious Emily. Their words slice into my heart, each one ramping the tension. Anti-coercion contract, I remember it clearly, drafted by a Midtown lawyer under New York law, with clauses protecting personal assets from family pressure, but before 300 eyes and thousands online, it's just scrap paper. I grip my phone, nails digging into flesh, blood rushing to my face. They're not just wanting the penthouse, they want to humiliate me, turning 12 years of grind into a gift to elevate Sophia. Sophia with her half smile, clearly intrigued. "If Sis refuses, then what? I don't want drama." But her voice trembles with excitement, not worry. Dad chuckles. "Then we cry foul, tell the selfish Emily story. Number family first will trend. And she'll cave." The EDM bass thumps harder from the ballroom, like my frantic heartbeat. I back away, shadows swallowing me, but the plot etches deep. Alexander was right. Tonight isn't a wedding, it's a heist. And I, for the first time, must decide, stay silent or fight. I stagger back into the grand ballroom from the VIP hallway, my high heels clicking on the marble like a pounding heartbeat. Their plot, the Midtown penthouse, $8 million, handing over keys before 300 guests, and livestream echoes in my head like a distorted EDM remix from the outer speakers. I force a smile, weaving through the dancing crowd, Chanel Num 5 mingling with lily scents, making the air suffocating. The rehearsal dinner has shifted to the first dance trial. Etta James's At Last swells from the band, Sophia and Brian gliding on the glossy wooden floor under golden spotlights, hand in hand like a rom-com couple. Guests clap to the beat, a few aunties dabbing tears, and Mom Laura holds her phone, live streaming on Instagram. Thompson family wedding rehearsal number. Blissful beginning, with a beaming smile racking up hundreds of views from New Jersey. Friends. I sink into the secondary table, hands trembling as I grab a water glass instead of another Manhattan, forcing a neutral face. My mind whirls. Will they do it now or wait for the main ceremony tomorrow? But then, as predicted, the song cuts abruptly mid-chorus, spotlights flooding the main stage, a high wooden podium with a silver mic gleaming under the crystal ISILOA. Chandeliers. Dad Robert steps up, his gray suit, now rumpled from sweat, grabbing the mic with booming American dad voice. "Dear guests, before we wrap this fantastic rehearsal dinner, I want to announce a special surprise, the gift from the Thompson family to our newlyweds." The crowd hushes, whispers rippling like waves. What gift? A car. Mom zooms her camera closer, the live stream spiking to 500 views. Number Thompson wedding gift starting to trend lightly on her feed. Dad pauses dramatically, eyes sweeping the room before landing on me, a calculating look like negotiating a construction deal. Today Sophia and Brian aren't just getting love but a real gift from Sophia's beloved big sister herself. Emily, our eldest daughter, will gift the beautiful Midtown Penthouse Central Park view worth $8 million to this couple as their newlywed nest. This is proof of sisterly love of our family's American dream. The room explodes in applause and cheers as if Dad just announced a Powerball win. Oh my God, Midtown Penthouse, Emily's loaded, a nearby auntie shrieks, and someone, a young cousin with an iPhone 15, starts filming TikTok, caption wedding gift goals number rich sister vibes. Sophia steps on stage, eyes feigning shock, hand over mouth, sis Emily. Really, I don't even know what to say. Brian slaps Dad's back, grinning ear to ear, and Mom yells into the camera, follow for the key handover moment number, family love wins. All eyes turn to me, 300 sparkling pairs under the spotlights, from Jersey relatives to Dad's business partners like Mr. Patterson, eyebrow raised curiously. The live stream hits 1000 views, comments flooding, generous sis American dream family. My heart drums like war beats, blood rushing to my ears, but I can't sit still. I stand my chair, scraping loudly, cutting the applause, and step toward the stage, high heels heavy as lead, each footfall a challenge to myself. The crowd quiets gradually, whispers spreading. Why does she look tense? A young woman at a nearby table sneaks a video, murmuring to her friend, drama alert, this is gonna go viral. I stop at the mic just feet from Dad, the spotlight scorching my skin like New York summer Sunday. Dad extends his hand, whispering but booming, Emily honey, come on up. Hand over the keys, let everyone see. Sophia looks at me, radiant smile but eyes flashing hope, half surprised, half eager, as if she truly believes I'll yield. Mom zooms in close, the live stream exploding with hearts and likes. I breathe deep, sweat and cologne mixing, and take the mic. My voice rings out clear, firmer than ever, drowning the background music. Sorry, but no. I never agreed. The Midtown Penthouse is mine, bought with sweat and tears, not for anyone else's say so. The room goes dead silent, as if someone flipped the chandelier switch. Applause dies, replaced by shocked whispers. What she said? No. Mr. Patterson arches a brow, phone recording. The young cousin films TikTok faster, caption shifting, number wedding drama, sister refuses penthouse gift number, Thompson refusal starts trending, live stream views surging to 2000. Dad's face pales, forcing a grin, Emily don't joke. It's a happy day, you know that. Say it again, everyone's waiting. Sophia covers her mouth, eyes wide, sis. Why, I thought you'd be happy for me. But her voice quavers, not from sadness, but fear, the play is crumbling. Then Mom Laura, the perfect housewife with thick makeup, storms the stage like a whirlwind, her cocktail dress askew, snatching the mic from Dad. Her face flushes red under the spotlight, eyes blazing, Emily Ann Thompson. You're selfish, ruining your sister's happy day in front of everyone. Who do you think you are? The crowd gapes, a few stifling giggles, classic American love for drama, like watching Real Housewives of New Jersey. Someone yells from the back, oh snap, Family Feud live. And then in my slow-motion inner moment, time stretching, air thickening, Mom swings. Her hand laden with diamond rings from Sophia's birthday gifts flies toward my cheek. The slap echoes like thunder, drowning the lingering EDM. My cheek burns, head snapping sideways, the world blurring in a buzz. Inside I freeze, not pain, but release. 12 years hidden, now exposed under the lights, and this slap is the final crack. The crowd erupts, screams, whispers, a few standing to film. Did she just slap her? On camera, live stream comments flood, abuse, alert number, stop the slap. This wedding is cursed. Mr. Patterson shakes his head, murmuring to his wife, Robert, this is bad for business. Sophia sobs, but her tears hit the wooden floor, not for me. Dad tries pulling Mom back, stammering, Laura, calm down, it's a misunderstanding. But too late. The stage is now a battlefield, spotlights exposing the truth, not a gift but theft. And I, with my red cheek, stand tall, eyes locking on Mom. This isn't family love, Mom, this is control. The crowd falls, pin drop, silent, waiting, and I know Alexander Grant A.G. is out there somewhere, ready to step in. The slap from Mom still stings on my cheek like a red welt under the scorching grand ballroom spotlights. Time seems frozen, the whispers from 300 guests spreading like a beehive burst Mom's Instagram livestream, now spiking to 5000 views in minutes, comments flooding like a torrent, slap heard round the world. Number Thompson drama. Is this real? Call the cops. Sophia wails on stage, her pink silk dress rumpled, hand over face, feigning shock, but I catch her glancing at the camera. She knows this drama will trend on TikTok, making her the perfect victim. Dad, Robert, face ashen, tries pulling Mom back. Laura, enough. Emily, you misunderstood. But the crowd no longer applauds, they rise, phones held high, filming Mr. Patterson shaking his head with his wife whispering, "This family's toxic, bad for partnerships." The air hangs heavy as Hudson fog and I stand there, cheek red, voice steady, "Mom, this isn't love. This is coercion and New York law doesn't allow it." Then, like a Hollywood scene suddenly cutting, steady footsteps echo from the room's end, not chaotic heels but the confident rhythm of polished Italian loafers on wood floor. The crowd parts naturally like the Red Sea before Moses whispers, rippling, "Who is that? Looks like a celeb." Suit game strong. Wall Street him. The stranger from the Evening Start, Alexander Grant, emerges from the shadows near the bar, his perfectly tailored gray suit hugging his tall frame, blue tie glinting under the chandeliers like the Grant Ventures emblem, the Shark Tank-style fund every American startup dreams of. He doesn't rush, but each step vibrates the air. Guests step aside, a few aunties murmuring, "That's Alexander Grant, the guy who funded Uber's early round." He stops under the stage, taking the mic from the gaping MC, voice warm and low with smooth California accent. "Sorry to interrupt, but I'm not here for a wedding. I'm here to protect my partner, Emily Thompson, who's brought hundreds of millions to Grant Ventures through Asia deals." The room explodes again, but this time in shocked gasps, not applause. Grant Ventures like Shark Tank. A young cousin yells, phone nearly dropping. Livestream comments erupt, plot twist, number power couple, reveal. Emily's a boss. Alexander turns to me, his sharp brown eyes meeting mine across the crowd, nodding subtly, confirmation. He's A.G. the texter from the Singapore deal. I'd tracked him through intermediary emails 2 years ago when Grant Ventures poured $200 million into Vanguard's Asia Pacific Fund, a deal I led, negotiating 3 weeks in Tokyo, battling jet lag and Japanese tycoons. We'd never met in person, but through reports he'd admired Emily's resilience is what America needs, turning no into 9 figures. Now he's here not by chance. He'd followed me via LinkedIn posts on women in finance, shared deals, and decided to intervene because I won't let talent get crushed by family. Dad stammers, face paling under the spotlight. "You? Who are you? This is family business." Alexander cuts in, voice sharp but calm like a shark on the ABC show. "I'm Alexander Grant, CEO of Grant Ventures, the fund that's invested in over 500 startups from Uber to Airbnb. And Emily. She's my key partner in the $200 million Asia Pacific deal. Those contracts from Singapore to Tokyo delivered massive profits, saving your company from the 2023 downturn. But tonight, I witness your family coercing an asset, the Midtown Penthouse, Emily's legal property under New York law, with clear anti-coercion clauses. This isn't a gift, it's asset coercion violating American business ethics. I won't let it happen." Sophia jumps up, silk dress, askew eyes, truly wide, for the first time. "Sis, you work with Grant Ventures. Why hide it? I thought you just did office work." Her voice quavers, no longer jealousy but shock, as if her perfect princess wall just cracked. Mom still clutching the livestream phone, face flushed. "You're wrong, Emily's just a lowly employee, unimportant." But Alexander smirks, turning to the crowd. "You can deny it, but I can't. I followed Emily from the Singapore deal she negotiated solo with Asian funds, turning risk into 200 million profit. That resilience is admirable, and tonight, I'm here for it. Your family may call this love, but to me it's why American women leave toxic homes to build their own empires." The crowd shifts, whispers, now supportive, "Go Emily, number girl boss." Mr. Patterson stands clapping, Alexander's right, ethics first in business. Livestream views hit 1,000,000, number Grant saves the day trending. Alexander ascends the stage, handing me the mic. "Emily, speak. The world's listening." I breathe deep, cheek still stinging but heart light. "Thank you, Alexander. The penthouse is mine, and so is my career. No one takes it." The crowd roars in applause, fully reversed from family drama to American feminism tale. Alexander whispers beside me, "I knew from the text. You deserve better." And in that moment, in the plaza, I'm no longer alone. The grand ballroom stage is no longer a gleaming wooden podium under crystal chandeliers, it's a chaotic arena where Sophia's sobs mix with scraping chairs and the 300 guests' seething whispers. Sophia collapses to her knees on the floor, her pink silk dress crumpled, mascara streaked, tears running long black streaks down her cheeks. Why? Why did everything turn out like this, sis Emily? I just wanted a perfect wedding. But her voice breaks, not for me but because her perfect play is collapsing before the cameras. Brian, the groom in his now awkward tuxedo, stands hesitant beside her, clutching his Scotch glass, eyes darting from Sophia to my parents. He murmurs to his mom, "Mrs. Hayes, a tough Boston woman with short silver hair and a classic pearl necklace. Mom, this is insane. I thought the Thompsons were solid. Mrs. Hayes leaps up from the main table, voice sharp as a scalpel. Our family doesn't ally with abusers, Brian. A public slap on livestream. This isn't the American dream, this is a nightmare. We'll reconsider this marriage immediately. Sophia overhears sobbing louder, reaching for Brian's leg. No, Brian, don't. I didn't know. But he steps back, face ashen like a Harvard lawyer calculating a divorce contract. Mom's Instagram livestream now snatched back by her, but forgotten unpaused surges to 500,000 views in minutes, comments flooding like a flood. This is toxic AF. Number, Penthouse betrayal trending. A woman from Chicago writes, as a mom who favored my son over my daughter, I see myself in Laura. Emily, you're my hero, finally said no. Number, women rise up. A Texas housewife comments. Slapped on stage. My ex-mother-in-law did that to me at Thanksgiving. Emily's refusal just gave me courage to cut ties. Number. Break the cycle. Number, Penthouse betrayal spreads like wildfire from sneaky filmed TikTok clips of the slow-mo slap the slap that broke the family with Taylor Swift's Bad Blood soundtrack to Twitter threads. Emily Thompson exposes generational trauma live at Plaza. Who's the real villain here? Number, family drama. And then, like dominoes falling, Dad's business partners start pulling out publicly, ruthlessly under the spotlights now turned exposing. Mr. Patterson, CEO of Patterson Construction. Dad's 15-year partner on the multi-million Jersey Shore development, who once told me during an Atlantic City project. Wait for coffee in the Wall Street office. Emily, I get you. My family too. My brother stole Dad's inheritance, leaving me bankrupt at 40. Ethics is everything, not blood, rises from the VIP table, face flushed under gold-rimmed glasses. Now he takes the mic from Alexander Grant, voice booming with rough Philly accent. Robert, after 15 years partnering from Jersey Shore to Manhattan projects, I'm cutting ties immediately. Ethics is everything in American business. Coercing your daughter to hand over property before a crowd. I was family squeezed just like that, and I won't let history repeat with my partners. Patterson Construction pulls from the expansion project, pending full ethics review. Dad staggers, hand on the stage, face paper white like a burning contract. Patterson, what? What are you saying? We have long-term contracts. But Mr. Patterson shakes his head, turning to the crowd. No, Robert. This is a lesson, family first, but not like this. Emily, you've got an open collab invite from Patterson anytime. Whispers erupt into shouts, chairs toppling from the secondary table, Aunt Margaret covering her mouth, whispering to Uncle Frank. Oh God, Robert's company is done. Then from table 10, Mrs. Williams, CEO of Williams Logistics, Dad's shipping partner, the sharp black woman in elegant pantsuit, stands, voice quick, New York clip, I'm in. That 22 million transport contract from last week cancelled. My family went through similar abuse. Mom lost the house to my brother, stealing everything. No business with folks who disregard kin like that. And Mr. Kim from Kim Electronics, the building supplies partner, adds with Korean-American accent, sever ties effective immediately. Ethics over profit, that's the American way. Each declaration like a hammer blow, smashing Dad's little empire. Thompson Builders, the firm he built from a Newark garage, loses 60% value overnight. OTC stock plummeting on Robinhood apps, small shareholder texts flooding. Resign now, Hayes. Number, boycott Thompson. Mom's face now pallid under thick powder, screams into the mic, stop. This is staged. Alexander Grant's orchestrating. Emily's my daughter, I love her. But the crowd turns. Young women from the youth table rise, clapping for me. Yelling, Emily. You're iconic. A livestream comment from LA. As a single mom in Cali watching this, thank you, Emily, for showing my daughter it's okay to say no to family BS. Number, Penthouse queen. The scandal erupts full scale. Local CNN tweets the clip. Plaza wedding turns into family feud. Reddits are divided by Amithia Scholl upvotes a thread. AITA for refusing to give my penthouse to my sister update went viral. Dad slumps into a chair, head down, murmuring everything gone. Sophia sobs hoarse. Brian already slipped out the back with his mom, leaving the wedding bouquet scattered on the floor. Amid the chaos, Alexander rests a hand on my shoulder, whispering, you won, Emily. The world saw. And yes, from the Plaza's shattered stage, my family's reputation doesn't just crumble, it becomes a public lesson for millions of American women. Don't let blood ties become chains. I leave the plaza amid the chaos still echoing behind Sophia's cries, toppling chairs and plot twist murmurs from the TikTok filming crowd. Alexander Grant escorts me to the back door, his hand lightly on my shoulder, like silent comfort. Go home, Emily, we'll talk tomorrow. I nod, calling a black Uber, not the usual yellow cab, because tonight I need New York privacy. The car glides past twinkling Fifth Avenue through bustling Times Square with its massive billboards, then turns into Midtown. When the private elevator lifts me to the 45th floor of the glass tower, my penthouse unfolds like a peaceful fortress, 5,000 square feet of open space, floor to ceiling glass embracing the night. Central Park view golden leaves aglow under street lamps, the lake reflecting moonlight like a gem amid concrete. I kick off my high heels, bare feet touching warm walnut floors, and pour a glass of Chardonnay from the Sub-Zero fridge, crisp California white, the kind I save for long nights after Asia deals. Sinking into the Italian leather sofa facing the window, I scroll Instagram, my personal account, once just 500 followers from Vanguard colleagues, now exploding with thousands of DMs. Mom's livestream turned me into an unwitting icon. Penthouse betrayal hits 1 million views. The slow-mo slap clip viral on TikTok with Katy Perry's roar backing. I open the first DM from a Chicago woman named Sarah, 35. Emily, I watched the clip and cried. You inspired me to divorce and reclaim my house. My husband and mother-in-law once forced me to yield all assets to his brother. Now I'm free, thanks to you. Numbers stand up, sis. My heart tightens, not in pain but connection. Next DM from LA, single mom here. I was called a failure by family for not marrying. Seeing you refuse, I finally demanded custody rights. You go, girl. Thousands of messages pour in like a flood from Texas housewives sharing moms forcing career sacrifices for sisters to D.C., lawyers recounting dads stealing retirement funds. Emily, you're not alone. We're a legion, American women crushed by toxic families, but now we roar. I sip the Chardonnay, the wine's warmth spreading, and for the first time my still stinging cheek from the slap becomes a badge. My phone rings. Rachel, my Harvard Business School colleague, now director at Goldman Sachs. We met freshman year dorm, pulling all-nighters on Enron cases. Emily, oh my god, I saw the livestream. You okay? The whole Harvard Women in Finance alum group is backing you. We're retweeting the clip with caption from shadow to spotlight. Brunch at your penthouse tomorrow, pizza and mimosas, real New York talk. I laugh, tears streaming. Thanks, Rachel. Not just okay, I feel alive again. The next morning, I meet Alexander at Grant Ventures' office on the 102nd floor of One World Trade, the glass skyscraper, overlooking the Freedom Tower, symbol of American resilience. Post 9/11. The private elevator whisks me up, 2 young assistants greeting with cold brew coffee and pro smiles. Alexander sits behind a transparent glass desk, no tie, white shirt sleeves rolled, revealing a Rolex Submariner, billionaire casual Silicon Valley style. Harbor view sparkles under November sun, and he rises to shake my hand, voice warm. Emily, sit. Last night you changed the game, not just for family but for millions of women out there. I sit, hands still lightly shaking. Thank you for stepping in. Without the AG text I'd have caved. He smiles, sliding an iPad with Singapore deal data. I tracked you from that deal, 200 million USD you led solo against Asian funds. That grit is worth more than any contract. And now official invite, join the Grant Ventures board, not just as VP Global Development but full seat. You deserve it. We need voices like yours in the room, especially on women-led deals. My heart races. A board seat at Grant, the Shark Tank-style fund backing women entrepreneurs, is my Harvard dream. I'm honored. But with a condition. Alexander arches a brow, prompting. Name it. I breathe deep. I want to launch the EmpowerHer fund, supporting victims of toxic families. No fluff, free NYC legal consults via pro bono lawyers, Brooklyn shelters for women leaving abusive homes, and basic finance programs teaching asset management like I learned on Wall Street. From last night's DMs, thousands of women need it. He nods, eyes lighting. Knew you'd say that. Grant will co-fund 5 million USD seed plus board mentors. This is the real American dream, from victim to catalyst. We shake on it, and as I leave the office, harbor wind gusts through the glass hallway carrying salt sea scent freedom. Back at the penthouse, Rachel arrives with a bagel brunch bags, lox bagels, and coffee plopping on the Central Park view sofa. Emily, Harvard alums are flooding the group chat. She's us from overlooked daughter to boardroom queen. We'll sponsor your first fund. I grin, raising mimosas. No more victim. Now icon and action. DMs keep coming from Seattle. You helped me reclaim inheritance from my brother. EmpowerHer will save my life. From victim to icon, I'm no longer alone in New York. The Penthouse is now HQ, not escape, but launchpad. The days after the Plaza scandal pass like a New York storm swift fierce leaving glittering debris under November Sunday. I don't return for the official wedding, no need, since it crumbled from the rehearsal dinner night. Instead, I cut ties completely like severing a toxic Wall Street contract, block mom, dad, and Sophia's numbers on my iPhone, delete Thompson Builders emails, and call a locksmith to the Midtown Penthouse for a full security overhaul, facial recognition, fingerprint codes, no old backups. When the tech asks, keep the family code, I shake my head, no. From now on only I unlock this door. The lock's click rings like a declaration, not revenge, but boundaries, something I learned from those night DMs. Thousands of American women wrote cis cutting off is the first step to breathing. My family or what's left crumbles predictably but still painfully American public dramatic #heavy. Dad Robert appears on local NJ News that Saturday sitting before a pale blue backdrop in his old gray suit, face more haggard than a decade older, voice raspy like a Jersey dad salvaging. I, Robert Thompson, publicly apologize for my actions at my daughter's wedding. I was wrong hurting Emily, my eldest. We'll work with partners to rebuild trust. The clip goes viral on YouTube, but comments don't forgive fake apology to save his sinking company. Number PR stunt. Where's accountability for the slap? Thompson Builders stock keeps tanking down another 20% after Patterson and Williams formally exit the firm. Dad, built from a Newark garage, now teetering on bankruptcy. He doesn't call, I blocked him, but via Rachel, I hear him whisper to Aunt Margaret, lost everything because of that girl. Mom Laura takes a different path, victim blaming, Facebook style posting long rants with old photos. As a mom, I just wanted the best for my girls. Alexander Grant staged it all, turning my family into a joke. Pray for us. Number blessed but broken. Post includes edited slap clip, her sobbing, but comments turn you slapped your daughter on stage. Own it. Number. Accountability. This is why millennials cut off parents. Gaslighting 101. She tags me in stories but I don't look, only see via Rachel's screenshots. Moms trying to drag you into drama. Block her. And Sophia. She shatters in the most tragic way. 2 weeks later, divorce news leaks via Boston Globe. Brian and the Hayes family cancel the marriage, calling it an unsalvageable alliance with scandal. Her crying Plaza red carpet photo becomes a Reddit meme. Bridezilla's fall captioned, when the Penthouse dream crashes. She texts me one last time before I block. You won. Happy I don't reply, not hate, but because she needs to learn happiness isn't zero-sum. Amid the rubble, the Midtown Penthouse becomes true sanctuary, not loneliness, but foundation for a new American-style family, chosen based on respect and shared dreams. That weekend Rachel hosts an anti-wedding party. No lilies, no tuxedos, just Joe's Pizza from Bleecker Street delivered with pepperoni and mushroom toppings and Trader Joe's mimosa bottles. I, Rachel and 3 other Harvard alums, Lisa from Goldman, who once shared being forced by dad to drop MBA for girls, Mary, and Mia from McKinsey, single mom fighting custody, lounge on the Persian rug in the living room. Central Park night. Sprawling like a golden carpet under Manhattan skyline. Indie music from a Spotify EmpowerHer vibes playlist. Sarah Bareilles' Brave playing softly, no thumping bass like Plaza EDM. Rachel bites into pizza, cheese stretching. Forget the wedding drama, ladies. Pizza and Central Park views are the real American dream, no ring, just real talk and $1,000,000 sights. Lisa laughs loud, toasting right. Emily Grant, board seat, you're us from overlooked daughter to boardroom queen. We laugh, genuine, no force, sharing stories. Mia recounts her first therapy after custody win. I confess, booking an Upper East Side therapist next week, not to fix the past but to build a stronger future. That night, the doorbell chimes, not pizza but a small package from Jersey City, my grandmother's address. I open it on the glass table, hands lightly trembling. Inside is an old wooden frame, edges worn by years, holding a photo of Grandma sitting ramrod straight in an armchair, eyes piercing like she sees through everything. Snapped in the 80 seconds at a Newark diner. Under the frame, a handwritten note in shaky script from Aunt Margaret. Maybe she sent it proxy out of regret. Emily Ann, Grandma once told me, don't let them dim your light. Sending it to you now because she'd be proud. Tears roll, not sadness but connection to the only woman who called me by full name without judgment. She, the Irish immigrant, taught me, in America, family is blood but home is choice. I place the frame on the bookshelf by the window where Central Park moonlight hits every morning, a tangible reminder, no sappiness. My light isn't for them to dim. The weeks after I act practical, no dreaming. First therapy in a cozy Park Avenue office with Dr. Elena, a sharp Latino woman who wrote on intergenerational trauma, helps unpack the slap, not just physical pain but peak of years compared. Emily, cutting ties isn't abandonment, it's self-preservation, she says. And through EmpowerHer Fund, I mentor young women. First session in a Brooklyn co-working space, 5:20 seconds. Girls from Wall Street intern pushed by mom to quit for marriage to a Queens artist losing her home to a brother. Circle the table. I share the Singapore deal, single suitcase, no plan B, that's how I won. Now you build emergency funds, learn basic asset law. Don't wait for rescue. One girl, Jordan from Ohio, hugs me, you're why I submitted my Harvard app today. Tonight, alone in the penthouse with the sparkling skyline view, Empire State Building blinking red-white like the city's heartbeat, I open Instagram, finger, scrolling endless DMs. Thousands from American women everywhere. I post no filter, just a night penthouse pic and grandma's frame. Family is choice, choose yourself first. From Plaza Slap to here, I learned boundaries aren't walls, they're doors to freedom. Number penthouse betrayal became number EmpowerHer rise. What's your story? Share in comments, sometimes one DM can change a life. Number, stand your ground. The post uploads in seconds, likes, surging comments, pouring my story, cut off mom after she took my inheritance. Thanks Emily. Starting therapy tomorrow because of you. I dim the screen, sip the last Chardonnay, gazing at Central Park where autumn leaves fall like confetti for a new dream. No more victim, no more ghost. Just me building family from true choices, pizza nights with friends, mentor sessions, and grandma's light reminder. If you're reading this in Chicago, Texas, or anywhere, share your story. Number, stand your ground. Because in this America your light doesn't dim, it spreads.